It can be frustrating to be told that you're using comma splices in your essay and not to be quite sure what they are or why they're a problem. So this little screencast is going to fix them for you forever. First of all, what is a comma splice? It's quite simple. It's where you have two independent clauses, so in effect two sentences, and you've joined them together with a comma. So I've given you an example here. I read that book, I loved it. Now you can hear as I read that the problem. You're rushing me through two sentences as if they were one. The reason why it matters is because it suggests that you're not quite in control of your writing. You haven't really thought through your sentences before you start to write your sentences. Often this isn't about your writing style, it's more about the way you've planned. You're not really firm in what you want to say, and so your writing feels less controlled. It also reduces impact. As you can hear when I read that sentence out loud, I whooshed through it without really fully understanding easily what it is that you wanted to say to me. And also it's incorrect, and that still matters. So 3 ways that you can fix a comma splice. The first way is to put a conjunction. So the examples I've given you here, I've used and then but. I read that book and I loved it. I read that book but I loathed it. So both those have fixed the comma splice. The second way that you might want to fix it is to put them back into 2 sentences. I read that book. I loved it. So a full stop would work. The trouble is, the only point in you knowing that I read that book is if you understand that I really loved the book. So this is a great example of where you would probably choose to use a semicolon. I read that book, I loved it. And if you're still feeling unsure about semicolons, nip back to the screencast on semicolons on this channel to make sure you've mastered them. This is a good example of where you might use one. So a little screencast, 3 quick fixes and comma splices are sorted.